episode 30 of What the Fellas Think. We want to call this our year in review. In this episode, we're going to go through random topics and we're going to express the one that stuck out to the most, that most spoke out to us the most, and why. And we're just going to move around in a circle. I am one of your hosts. My name is Roy. Welcome to the show. And I have the pleasure to sit aside in the cyber world two good gentlemen. My catchphrase, I'm not speaking for you, I'm speaking of you. So, gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Brandon. It's been a passion one all year, so I will continue on this episode.
And how y'all doing? I'm Jeremy. I'm the con one, so let's
He
get
the
it.
quiet one. He just lets us go off in a rant and he just look there like he's innocent, like, help
I know that is.
me. So yeah, basically this is just our year in review, and it's what we think. We're all going to touch on each subject, and it's all that stuck out to us the most. And so we started this back in April, so a lot of things have happened even before then. But let's go ahead and get it started. Let's start with the hot topics, gentlemen. What do you got? Oh, you gonna
well,
let
I
me
got
go?
I got a lot of hot topics that I thought was, crazy stuff for years. Obviously, there's gonna be the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and his president, well, coming up being the president. He's our 47th president. I want to say. Is that correct?
47.
Yeah. So that's definitely going to be the highlight of this year. That's the only thing that's really going to be remembered. And of course, we've had a lot of, tragedies happen as well. With certain little incidents, people getting attacked, school shootings, which we'll probably touch up on later. But I think the highlight of the year is definitely going to be the upcoming president, Donald Trump. That's definitely a highlight. Going to be talked about for ages if he fucks this up.
No, I agree with that. I think that's going to be a big topic going on for the next 4 years. Like I said, Donald Trump is going to try to martyr himself. So even on his inaugural blah 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 inauguration day, I didn't even started drinking yet. His inauguration day, he already plans to put some executive orders into effect. So these 4 years are going to be a monument to himself. I say that because it's going to be bigger than any statue. He's going to set the, he's going to leave you with, I guarantee you he's going to be in our hot topics coming in the next year. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brandon, we can't
I
wait
get.
till you soundproof that room.
No, that's not Brandon. That's me. I think that's me. That's my little nephew in there going crazy in
Oh, okay.
there. Yeah, he's going crazy. I don't know what it is, but also, yeah, also, if you guys remember, Cat Williams said that this year is going to be a crazy year, right? Of everything being exposed. I think another hot topic is going to carry on to the new year. It's going to be about Jay Z and what's going on with his allegations. The reason why I think it's a hot topic is because I don't think it's only going to affect him. Now, as you see, he lost his initial case. Now he basically fighting against a John Doe. I thought the first rule of a court system was you can face your accuser, right? So since you have a John Doe grape case, it's kind of scary to see how the future would be unfolding and stuff like this, because you're not able to face your accuser, and it's kind of I think it's going to linger on to next year. It's going to eventually come back and be a hot topic.
No, I thought
Well, I
for the
think
whole sole purpose it was that when it comes to if it comes to trial, then he will be able to face his accuser. I might be wrong on this, but at some point he does have to face his accuser, or she does have to reveal himself.
that
Yeah.
I thought
I
is
hope that's not the
I
case.
thought I thought the lawyer they issued some type of request from the judge or whatever to for her to come forward because she hasn't come forward. It's been
Yeah, but it was knocked
saying no
down.
or
It was
whatever.
declined. Yeah, it was he agreed with the prosecutors, so she could remain a Jane Doe. I'm not sure, like Airways questioning. I'm not sure how long that goes, but um, yeah, but yeah, he lost that first initial ruling.
So for me, the hot topic for me that really stuck out was the ongoing Diddy case. When they first raided his house, we're like, "Oh wow, what's going on with that?" And then it went silent, and then they arrested him. And after all these accusations, people coming forward, some of them just trying to just cash in, but denying the bail, uh, celebrities kind of taking a step backwards, maybe because they attended these parties. And again, I don't see nothing wrong with going to a grown folks party. He's on trial for sex trafficking, um, what is it, sexual assault, and something else. But yeah, everybody
It's
seems to
basically,
be.
no, I was just gonna say it's a bunch of, it's
uh,
really sex crimes. Yeah, rape, everything.
and there's also a law. I just found this out. You can only have in your possession at one time 999 bottles of baby oil. He exceeded that by having 1,000. So yeah, he's definitely going to do time. But no, it's crazy. Not surprising to me, but it's crazy. They work so hard to get there in the entertainment industry, in the business industry, and then they just get so full of themselves and let themselves they become their own worst enemy by doing these things. The sex trafficking thing, he didn't have to sex traffic. I would say if Diddy had a party in Miami and you know he got the word out in the right way, he didn't have to fly in girls to probably do the things that they was down to do. You can find those in every state. Um,
But that's the thing that's weird to me with the sex trafficking part of it. Isn't that like when you fly a girl out? Like people, celebrities do this all the time. All them OF women, they flying them out and they doing whatever. Drake, allegedly, I'll say allegedly, but
Yeah,
all these celebrities do that. So ain't that considered sex trafficking?
it is
Or
by
are these,
law.
or is it, or are they
No,
just saying these are sex trafficking of minors? Is that what they're trying to
no,
say? Is I'm confused.
no. It's I think he has multiple cases. He has both. He has the minor cases. Then he also has the sex trafficking. What you said is law. Like if you were able to fly somebody out to come visit you, and you guys end up having whatever kind of sexual relations, no matter if you paid her or not, or you this open relationship doesn't matter. If she were to I guess go to court, she can say that's sex trafficking because if you pay for her flights to come out there, that's can be considered sex trafficking. And that's why I was thinking like it's not just the celebrities, it can be anyone. Like any whoever paid for anyone to come visit, go out to visit, anything is considered sex trafficking by law.
anybody, but sir,
Anybody.
no, seriously, and
Yeah.
even the non-baller types, they find a girl on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. They like, hey, won't you come to not Chicago and visit me? I'll pay for your flight.
Yeah, be careful.
Some of them just pay for one way. Like,
Don't matter.
okay, right? No, I'm just saying that's even worse.
Yeah.
Paying for it one way is just like, okay, you got to do this to get your other way, your ride back home or whatever. Yeah, that's even worse. So it's pretty ugly. I'm glad I've gotten through those phases. I'm a mild mannered. I sip tea on the weekends. I just so I'm not.
So I just wanted to respond. I didn't respond to that. You said got it out your way. I don't think there's a statute of limitation on that. See what
When
I'm
I
saying?
said that, I was
Not
just saying
anymore.
that as a joke.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just
I
for
was
this is
saying
for the
that as a
audience.
joke.
No, this is for the audience. It's no statute of
No,
limitation.
there's no
You know what I'm saying?
limitations
So
to it.
so it can go back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
and
even if it's between both parties, and you know what the point of the visit is, and you're still down, they can still yell, "Hey, it's sex trafficking." I mean,
yeah,
there's no other. It still falls in that definition of sex trafficking.
yeah,
Again, I don't think a celebrity his stature should have to force people. I think he could, just like Beyonce has the Beehive, and I'm not saying that they are a sex cult, but when you have followers, when they follow you, they're pretty much down to do anything, and then it's you don't have to fly them in. You can say, "Hey, I'm having a party at
It
such
gets
and such a place." I'm just saying, there's other ways to do it and be safe within the legal box. But
it's
like
like
I
you
say,
almost gotta have
celebrities,
like
a waiver, a
it's,
written document.
yeah, yeah, you gotta have like a contract to
Right.
even engage. Like that's
A
crazy.
video, you got to record the video. Hey, you don't look like you've been having alcohol or drugs, so let me ask you these questions. And you pull out this real scroll and shit. You are coming here in your own will, correct? I'm joking, but I'm damn near serious. But again, somebody of his stature, it just really just goes to show that they get full of themselves, and they start to do things. Um, there's no difference than a cult when you say kill yourself. We're going to see our Lord. Some Jim Jones shit. Not Jim Jones the rapper, not the whack rapper. I'm talking about Jim Jones, the cult leader. Back in was that Ghana? He literally had them drinking the Kool-Aid. He had them kill themselves. People abusing power. That's what it is. And Diddy has given up trying to obtain bail. He has another hearing in March, but his trial starts in May. So that's the one that's big for me. I mean, he got on the stage, he got the key to the city, saying that he was trying to give everybody opportunities. But now you're hearing all these stories, even from his female artists, of things they had to do. I mean, they even get video of Casey getting beat down.
Mm.
Um, she wasn't I forgot who she was signed to in the beginning, but Diddy took her on, and probably just automatically he saw the lust in his eyes, how he could use that to his advantage. Now, I think she was a pretty decent artist, but she was overshadowed by his shadow. She has a couple of good songs that I thought were good, but people just wasn't feeling it. Like, if you get a chance, she got this one called "Must Be Love," and it's a jam. Check it out. But Diddy's gonna get his due. Innocent, he'll have his day in court to plead his side, and that's the one that really had me shaking my head as far as when it happened. I mean, in terms of a hot topic. Well, all these things are basically hot topics, but that one was the most shocking because you didn't see it coming.
Well, really didn't see none of this coming. All these celebrities going having these allegations. I know Cat Williams predicted it. He may have a crystal
You
ball
know
somewhere.
what? I'm not wishing nothing bad on Cat Williams, but you got to be careful when you start speaking out.
Mm.
You know, Cat Williams will become a target in some manner. Entertainment. What was your big one for entertainment?
Well, for me, I mean, I don't have too much for that this year, but the recent one to me has been, at least I've been intrigued by, is the Travis Hunter whole girlfriend situation. Like that,
The
I
who?
feel like two things. People, Travis Hunter, his girlfriend,
Okay.
how she's been portrayed as like the the whore or whatever you want to call it. And no offense to anybody if I offended y'all by that word. But
No,
my
I
thing
would.
is two things.
I say horror is very very extreme. Gold digger in training, yes.
I don't know,
You had the right to speak your
but my
mind. She's a
thing is,
whore. Brandon thinks she's a whore.
Don't say that. Nah, nah. Brandon never said
nah,
that.
I
Nah,
ain't say
No,
that.
he didn't say.
nah. Don't say that.
I ain't say that. I'm just saying how she's being portrayed. How
Yeah,
she's being portrayed. And my thing from this is what they should learn is that someone in their circle is releasing videos. Because how the hell all these videos are suddenly coming out now? And another thing is she is very suspicious to me. She looks very suspicious just based on her actions. The whole hard eyes on the Anthony Edwards photo and dollar signs, you can't explain that away. You can't explain that away. And I think we had a topic before this, discussing this as well, where we said stop giving them ammo, stop giving them ammunition. And it keeps coming out, you give them the ammunition, and you just gave them a big load of ammunition by doing that. And Travis Hunter is sticking by, but I don't know how you can explain that. You show your motives in this. So that's my story with entertainment. Because man, that's just damning to see. Um, guy coming from where he's come from, he's gonna have big money and be a superstar portray per se. And I'm not a. That is something like your circle has to be really tight knit, and his circle don't seem to be tight knit. So I would say that's my thing for entertainment with that.
I would think that
Right.
Coach Prime has his best interests at heart, but how close is he to the circle is a whole different thing. Uh, he could probably not be part of the circle altogether. Maybe it's just a clique of his buddies or whatever. But you're right. He needs to have somebody that has his best interests in mind. And I think right now, not just with the media, with the public's outcry for it, if his rabbit is, his antennas aren't, sprouting up saying, I need to keep my eye on this, then you know what? Let him be the fool and learn the hard way. But I think her actions, and her job is not hard. She can't say, oh, stressful being this and being that. Her job is to be loyal, be on the side and be on his side, and not do questionable shit like the heart emojis and the tongue sticking out and, just not. And I be careful what you say, because I think really what started it all was I really wasn't attracted to him in the first place. I think that really stuck out to people, and they took that line and they ran with it. And I wouldn't
Mhm.
say they ran in the wrong direction. She led them by opening her mouth for one, but it really doesn't seem like that hoe ain't loyal. In my Chris Brown voice,
Hey, I just want to add. It sound like both of you guys are basically saying that he shouldn't go through with being with, I think Lena is her name. Is that correct? Is that a correct assumption to take?
Go ahead, have
I
the
would say
kid.
question it.
Huh?
I,
You said what, Brittany?
I would say question it highly because she just seems to be giving ammunition, and somehow these videos are just coming out now. So it's either
Yeah.
the circle's messed up or somebody releasing this stuff and causing these problems, and they're in a circle. And the whole hard eyes with dollar signs and another professional athlete's photo, you can't explain that away.
Totally
Like I don't think you can
disrespectful.
explain that away. Oh
Yeah. It's
my account got hacked. Oh, it wasn't me. It was my publicist. Like you can't
yeah.
explain that
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. See, I agree with the. It's one thing I can't explain. I can't explain the Anthony Edwards hard eyes. That's something that should not be happening. Definitely that she's a fiance of a up and coming star. You didn't mention this, but one thing I seen in this case was her brother actually introduced in a way, well, put her on to Travis Hunter, because according to how everything lined up, he reached out to her I think around 17 or 18, and she didn't respond. And it wasn't until her brother came back and said, "Wait, do you know who that is?" Right? So that's another red flag to me, you know. So she didn't really turn around until somebody told her like who this guy is. So the stature of what he have, basically what he going to be, right? But still though, I personally don't think is anything wrong with that part because I think most women do that. I think most women will look to marry up, you know, and depending on what you have, they would change their minds. You know what I'm saying? So that's not uncommon. The thing I can't shake, I can't like try to take off for is this Anthony Edwards, like this unacceptable. And seeing those behaviors now, if I was in this corner, I'd say, man, slow your roll. You know, like you need to be rethinking about getting married at this age. You know, you got so many things lined up. But to his defense, he's saying that she was with him before he had anything. You know, but I don't know how true that is. You know, but it's just everything. Like I agree with Brandon. This also was my hot topic as well because I try to like dig deeper to see like what's going on and yeah, I just tell him, man, just to chill out, relax, enjoy this ride for a little bit and see how everything pan out.
Um, when I start that, hope y'all don't compare me to Stephen A. Smith. I think he does it for shock
Or
value. Because I
which
know
one?
he just everything he does is for shock value. You can't tell me that in any other way. Everything he says is for shock value.
Hey,
What I want to say
I got a
about this.
question. I,
Huh?
I got a question for y'all. Just real quick.
Yeah,
Don't you miss the days of Stuart Scott on ESPN? Because now it's like ESPN is like totally switched. Like
Booyah!
people were getting Emmys off that ESPN. They were getting Emmys, journalists. Now
yeah,
it's like reality TV, and it ain't really enjoyable to watch. Like everything is like for shock value, like you said.
It's too
And,
animated, especially Stephen A. Smith.
yeah.
But no, what I want to say is one, homie, slow your roll. If she loves you and you feel you need to take more time to solidify that in your heart, then do so. There's nothing she can pull on you to make you rush your decision. The worst thing he can do is follow through with a marriage within the next 2 years. I would make her wait. Jeremy, I want to kind of piggyback on your comment. Women do marry up, yes, but I want to say they want to marry for security. Whether it's a man's man that's going to stand up for her and protect her, or I guess the more common effect now is security, as in money, money value. I think that's if that's your main reason, I think that's definitely the wrong reason. Some guys they're
I always think
hardworking. Go ahead.
I think that's the worst. I think that's the worst thing about dating today. Like if you ain't got 6 figures or up, like you don't even get looked at or you don't even get talked about in the dating world today. Like the hardworking man is kind of devalued as a man. And I think that's like a lot of women out here. Like I remember seeing an interview earlier this year with like I forget what it was. It was some podcast, and they were saying the woman like, could you date a man? She asked specifically, could you date a man who makes $50,000 less than you? And she looked like, bro, like
yeah,
like um, the the value of a man is like determined by the money you make, not your morals, not your character. And then I heard another woman on that same podcast say, if you date a rich man or powerful man, expect to be dealing with multiple women. It comes with the territory. No, it don't. I mean, that's like
It doesn't have to.
a high. I
It doesn't
I
have to
think
come with the territory. That's what I'm
there's
saying.
two versions. There's two versions of a man. A man who's high functioning and a man who's high value. And then of course there's the low functioning and low value. Those versions. But the high functioning man has morals, has a work ethic, has a ability to be in a relationship with one person and not and grow with that one person.
yeah.
I think that is being lost because all people see is the value. They want the value. Like if you make 50,000 a month or $1 million a month, that's what they care about. They don't care that you're a shitty person. You could be like in the Tyler Perry movies, beating and throwing grits on your lady. And they don't give a damn about that. As long as you got this car and this $1 million necklace around, that's it's so like today's time and dating is so fucking stupid. Like it's ridiculous. I as
I
a
but
as a father, I'd be like, damn, oh no, I gotta hope I stay around long enough to guide away from that
yeah.
dumb shit.
Now I just want to piggyback and ask, do you guys think that's more so like a black culture thing, or do you think other cultures are also having the same issue at the rate or clip that we're seeing in our demographics?
I think that
I,
goes outside
uh,
of our just us. But I think it is worse for us because when it comes to us as black women and men, black women have this thing to attack a black man. If a black man says how he feels and says, I don't like you did something, I don't like you said something, oh, he feisty. Oh, he toxic because he told you how he felt and he didn't like what you did. You now it's like the excuse I can't be feminine. I have to defend myself. No,
Yeah,
he told you what you did was not correct. Correct your behavior if you want to be with that man, not attack that man. I think that's the dynamic in our community. But
yeah,
outside of that, what they value as a man is based all on money. Whether you're black, Indian, Mexican, Asian, whatever, it's all on money, and it don't matter what your character is. They treat you like shit. Whatever. I got a Ferrari. I got
to
I
answer
got
your
necklace.
question, I think it's not just our race, but our race seems to put it out there more. And I say that by one of my guilty pleasures I don't put to rest, that red balloon popping or fine love thing. They really, what do you do for a living? You know, where do you see yourself? Is just like saying, what can you do for me? And we're putting that, we're showcasing that, we're putting it out there on the web. You know, we're laughing about it, and and the disrespect that goes back and forth with that. You know, because people don't see, people are not what the others are looking for. You know, well, I don't date men shorter than me. You know, I don't have a problem dating a woman taller than me. That's something personal you got to get over with. You could probably be losing the best thing in the world because you're looking at something so minuscule like that. Uh,
Well, I think the problem with the pop the balloon scenario though is that it's such snap decisions, and you basing that on the rest of your supposedly be the rest of your life or your life partner, and I think that's too much. There's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? That just shows you a man with a plan or a woman with a plan, and I think that's okay to have. But I think with the problem with that show is just so much snap decision. Oh, you got on uh cuffed pants, I can see your ankles, or you got on I don't like you having this red towel. Like that's a stupid thing to say. I don't want to talk to this
so
person. Oh, I don't want
one
to
of
date
the
this person.
things I guess, because I've heard this a lot, is that they're told to come as if they're going out on a date. And some of them just come in their street clothes, and they have gotten called out for that. Like, I popped this balloon because they said come as you're going out on a date. How could you really be thinking of going out on a date dressed like that? And I've heard both sides say, I heard men say it to women, and the women as the contestants say it to men, you know, vice versa. uh some of the women be dressing real hoish, and some of the guys be dressing like, dude, did you just get out the bed? So yeah, I guess appearances is everything. But yeah, so the last one I watched and I was done with it, it was about a week ago when it was a panel of guys, and This individual comes out with a voice deep in the mind saying, "Good evening, fellas." All of them went pop, 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 pop. It kind of remind me of that scene of from Coming to America when
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy and
I
Arsenio
seen
at
a
the
hall.
club. Yeah, I like to rip both of you apart. I mean, her voice was deep as fuck, and they was like, "Hell no, I'm out of here." But
Well, you got to be careful nowadays. You got to be careful.
so that's so true. So my entertainment pick for the year is "Not Like Us." The song "Not Like Us" and the whole Kendrick Lamar, Drake slash colon apostrophe whatever J Cole battle, where J Cole was wise enough to say, "Let me get away from here," but I'm listening to all this stuff. When I finally listened to it, I listened to everything after I heard "Not Like Us." "Not Like Us" was definitely the nail in the coffin to me. So that made me go back and listen to all the other stuff. One, Drake isn't a battle rapper, so I was mostly listening to Kendrick.
Mm,
And all the OGs, all the old heads are saying, he was brought hip hop back. This is what hip hop needed. So for me, my what the fuck entertainment, story of the year was "Not Like Us."
mm. Error. Like you gave me a what the fuck moment or just now because I remember I see you as a musical guru, right? And months ago when it first came up, I asked you, "Have you been listening?" And you was like, you didn't care at all during that time. I'm gonna show you the clip. You didn't care not one bit. And I'm
No,
like,
I
so
remember.
hear you saying it now. I was like, ah, okay. He must have went back and did some research because I remember. I'm like, dang, but
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
well, so me and new music is like, I mean, music has evolved.
yeah,
And there used to be the video outlet where videos were in constant rotation. I could download mixtapes and stuff like that. Now, new music comes to me on accident. And my latest trip over the couch is right now is I got Sirius in my truck. So I get to hear a lot of new stuff. And I get to hear old stuff that I wasn't exposed to. Like one of my favorite new artists right now is LMA. On top of her being fine and being bitch, she went and got with Jason Tatum, motherfucker. I'm gonna hate his ass. No, but she's fine as fuck. But her music is fucking fabulous. But I didn't really start hearing to her until about maybe 3 months ago, and she's been out since like 2016. I swear to God. I've scooped up all her CDs. Yeah, that's just me. I'm an old head. I've downloaded all, what CDs I couldn't find. I downloaded it off of iTunes. I am a huge fan of her. But as of 3 months ago, I didn't know she existed. So how music gets to me is different now because I'm still listening, off an MP3 player off my playlist. I don't listen to the radio. So new music to me, it just really comes to me by accident. Either it comes from you guys. Um, what's our project manager friend? You know who I'm talking about when I say that.
yeah.
Yeah, he was putting me up on music. I just didn't have the access or the streams to listening to new music. Like, okay, I would guess the only video platform is Revolt, and which was once owned by Sean Diddy Combs. He says he sold it, but we don't have no proof of who he sold it to. But that was the access to me, but I didn't have time to watch television like that. So new music to me, it was me driving and hearing somebody, and I pull out my phone and I Shazam it, and I'll go home and listen to it later. It's just, or I'd be at a party and I'll Shazam it. So new music to me, it doesn't come easy. So yeah,
Well,
when
you
I
don't
finally
have the
heard,
show.
hmm,
You don't have the shows like 106 in Park to pump it
right,
out to you. Like that, I think that shows like that pump it out so fast you can listen to new music like that.
true. And even so, I would probably be too busy to watch 106 in Park. I mean, my TV watching over the past few years is diminishing. So maybe I would be like record it and then I just skip through it, when I got free time to see what's new. But I couldn't come home like I did from high school or whatever and watch it like I used to. So my access to music is real weird right now. So like if I'm fumbling through Sirius, it really has to catch my ear for me to listen to it and for me to capture it and go see what this artist is all about. Some of the best songs have come to me by accident. So but yeah, that Not Like Us, when I finally heard it, and only thing I understood was A minor, but then I know like all the lyrics, and I knew where that A minor come
Yeah,
from, and it's just it was fire, and it made me like when I would hear it come on the radio, it had my attention, it had my ears. So I went back and I went on YouTube where I found the list of the songs that went through in the battle, and I went on YouTube to listen to them. So yeah, I really think, and yeah, I remember saying that. I'd be a liar if I said I didn't say it. But yeah, but after hearing it and hearing it so much, I'm just like, man, that shit was. You think that would have shut Drake up, and it should have, but he was only quiet for like a hot minute. And when I say a hot minute, maybe about a week or two, and then he was like, okay, I'll just drop a secret album. Maybe they'll forget. Nah, I'm still listening to Not Like Us.
yeah. Hey, did you know that Drake actually sued Kendrick Lamar for that record?
He sued Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar. He
right.
sued the streaming networks for
Everyone.
saying that yeah. And I'm like, what a fucking sore loser. That's the
Yeah,
one
but
he has
it's
his bitch
working.
right.
It's working. If you have you heard Kendrick's new CD? I think DNX something like that.
GNX. I haven't
GNX.
listened
Yeah.
to it. I listened to bits and pieces of it. Um, my intention is to download the album, but I haven't gotten around to
If
doing
you
it yet.
yeah, if you do listen to it, you're gonna notice like he referenced Drake in that CD a couple times, but he would never say his name because he knows if he says his name, it's a lawsuit coming behind. He can't say his name legally right now
You
because of
can
the
talk
they
around
in
it.
court. Yeah,
You can talk
so
around it.
hopefully,
But I think Kendrick Lamar followed it up with a great album. From what I'm hearing, I mean the
yeah,
production is tight. So
yeah.
Kendrick Lamar is that
What is?
nigga
I
right
got a
now.
question. I got a question for y'all. Just to piggyback off of that. What do you think of the female rappers in today's game?
50 Cent said it best. They're over sexualizing their lyrics and they're corrupting our youth, the female youth in particular. You know, they're talking about their oral skills and how they like to take it and do this and put it in my booty daddy. What was that? Take me to Pound Town. uh, so for me, I like it because it's like it's female empowerment, and it's only entertainment to me. But these young girls are really taking to heart that these are their idols, and they're doing this nasty shit, the twerking, the scampy dressing. It's terrible on our youth, especially our female youth.
I I kind of agree with you, but in our time of growing up, I mean, we've had Trina, Lil Kim, Foxy Brown. The list can go on. There's no more MC Light, Queen Latifah, with a talent was like going off. They can rap about literally anything. But it switched to that for female artists to sell. In today's time, the only one I can really listen to now, and I used to be able to listen to like Lotto, uh, what's the girl, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. I used to be able to listen to them till it went all like mainstream. The only one I can really listen to now, and a little bit, and it's starting to get to the point where I can't listen to it no more. What's the name? What's the name? Gorilla
Glorilla,
Glow? Oh, what's the name?
Glorilla,
Glorilla,
Gorilla.
Glorilla.
Gorilla. That's the name.
Glorilla.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey
That's the
man,
only one I can really listen to
now that you
now.
brought that up, I'm pissed off, and I'm sorry I cut you off. Man, Ice Spice, man, she losing that weight, man. She ain't got that fatty no more, man. I removed her from my Instagram. I don't want to see no. If I want to see kids like that, I'll look at. Let me stop.
Yeah, it's better to stop,
But
man.
no, but no.
Mm.
She not, man. She not, and that's for my selfish reasons.
Have anybody heard why she's doing it? Is it for like
Man,
health reasons? Is she a vegan now? Is she like? Is the reason why?
I don't know. It's just
Uh,
like she didn't consult me before she did it, so I'm like, first of all, she's hard at it. So that's why my I want to introduce my latest crush, and I might get a Taylor Brooks, the
who's
sportscaster,
that?
the
Oh,
sportscaster.
for
Well,
NFL,
NFL. I've
this
seen
shit,
all I've seen her is NFL. Yeah,
fair, yeah, yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know
she
about that though.
fine.
Mhm.
But
We'll
yeah,
talk about that off camera, but I
yeah.
don't know about that
No,
though.
but yeah, I think it's kind of misguiding the youth. And yeah, you brought up the Foxy Browns, the Little Kims, and they weren't as bad as Sexy Reds, the girl, just the general, the girls talking now, because every 5 seconds, it's about their pussy or how many men they can get, and my ex nigga bought this, so I'm trying to see what my new nigga gonna buy. Just that. I mean, Foxy mentioned
so,
it.
so
Kim was raunchy with it, but they had other subject matter too.
the worst thing for today's time to me is two videos that I remember, and I think they both happened this year. The one with the girl in I think she was like first grade or kindergarten, and she was literally doing the sexy red lyrics,
Right. Put your hands on your
talking
knees or
about
something.
like
Yeah.
literally doing the dance. Yeah, yeah. And then the other one was Envy's daughter doing the Lil Kim recreation of Lil Kim video, and I'm like, the over sexualization of kids is like crazy in today's time. And I don't know if you can just blame that on rap because I think it's more like other stuff going on. It's like some crazy stuff going on to me. To me, I don't know if you can just blame that on rap, but there is a source. It is a part of that.
At the end of the day, DJ Envy and his wife signed off on that. It's almost like they encouraged it, and I think it was a bad
Mm-hmm.
idea. Maybe they didn't see it for what it
Yeah,
was. Maybe they was thinking one thing. Okay, she's getting up in these different outfits because she had the different colors. But yeah, she had a. They had her in something uh skimpy esque.
you saw too much of her skin. I will say
Yes.
that you saw way too much of her skin for
Hmm.
a little. I don't know what their goal was, but whatever the goal was, they didn't reach whatever their goal was. But that's what I think about when it comes to like female rap. I know they get the blame of that, and they are part of the source. But I think it's the other stuff going on with that. I think it's over sex. That's another topic, but over sexualization of kids when it comes to that.
So politics. Let me go first with this one. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't had nothing to do with Trump and Trump running as part of the Republican Party. The thing that stuck out to me the most, and I think was probably the downfall, is that Joe Biden was too stubborn to give up the presidency when he knew he wasn't physically able to do it, which didn't give Kamala Harris too much time to really prepare a campaign. And it was kind of lackluster in my part. And I won't say that's the reason she won it, but that's the thing that bothered me most out of the whole election was that, I mean, even years prior, he was falling off his bike, falling off the Air Force One stairs to the point where he was taking the other stairs, which are not as steep, and you never saw him boarding the plane. And he was still trying to hold on. That he had a nickname, Slow Joe, and it really started to show in his speeches and his mannerism, his talking, and just in general. And I think he knew he should have bowed out sooner, and that kind of put us in a position that we're in now. So that to me kind of angered me. I was reflecting on that the day after the results were announced. I was like, she really didn't have time to run. What was it? Maybe 2 months, 2, 3 months,
Yeah, it
If
was like
that,
2 months. Yeah, 2 months. She had 2 months.
and
well, the to me the thing I remember from that is that the lack of votes. The one thing that highlighted to me over the years, 'cause I went back. A lot of people don't really vote, even when Obama got in office. Like there's still like 80 million people that don't vote. They don't even participate, and they can't. And that I think that just highlights that. And I think certain parties they know those people are not going to vote, so they don't even worry about what happens in those communities or those people.
So Brandon, is that our community? Like if you went back,
I don't.
do it break it down like per. It didn't say. Okay.
It doesn't break it down to the point of like which race, but I
Yeah.
know it. All 43 million black people in this country do not vote. I think the number is like 20, 25, 27. Not all 43 million people in this black people in this country don't vote, and I think the total number because it's 236 million eligible voters, and we don't get that amount of votes ever. I went back all the way to Obama, just to Obama, and it hasn't reached that. I think the numbers they reached all the time is like 150 million people, 160 million people that vote. That's a lot of people that are
Yeah.
not voting.
Yeah. No, I asked because like it leaves what about 80 million people. So after 80 million, you can. I guess they can. I guess Democrats know out there 80 million, most of them will vote Democrat or they're on the line. I don't know how they cipher because I do recall Republicans did not mention these mass people who did not vote. Democrats mentioned it. So I think they feel that inside this mass 80, they will pull the majority of this 80. Um, I just feel that way because they mention it. If they didn't, then why mention it? It's a key that they probably focus on next election. I don't know. But to piggyback on Elroy, I was surprised because I actually watched a movie called I think it's called Mannequin Candidate, right? And it's about basically someone who portraying to be a president, but it's really like a mannequin. Somebody else like has his face and controlling the world, but they think he's the president. I forget who's the actor. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. And
Wait, you
and
mean the Mandarin
yeah,
candidate?
Mandarin candidate. Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, have you seen it before?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen that
have you?
movie. I was
Yeah.
like,
So
oh,
and what about that movie? What interests me this year is I heard the jokes about Uncle Joe and Slow Joe and everything, but I didn't care because everything was in the past, like a past video of him doing something. But watching him live stream doing the debate, it made me realize like as citizens, we really don't understand what's going on under our nose. Like we know 1% of how things run, and to see him up there and I can see lapses of like he really not even there. So how can someone who's our president, sitting president, and the people around him knows he shouldn't be there? It should be somebody else in this place instead of him because he's not there. But they allow it to be because he's the face of our reason and we're comfortable with him, right? So it reminded me of that movie. It's like and that's why I'm very very interested more and more in politics because of watching that live debate. I didn't like it. It was an eye opener for me.
yeah, you
I
did see the
know a
lapses
lot.
in it.
I know a lot of people will say that like, they don't vote because they feel that whoever they want to win is going to win. Like I don't know if that's true or not. And those behind the door, behind the scene conversations, we're never going to be a fly on the wall listening to them, so we'll never know. But I mean, you gotta shoot the shot. I guess doing nothing is equal to doing the worst thing. I guess.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, Jeremy, I'm sorry. What was your standout political moment for this year?
So it was two. It was that live voting, and then I mean that live debate, and then the second one's with the government holdout when they was debating for the spending and the budgeting. The government could have shut down because they pushed everything back to the last minute, and it shows how unreliable we are as a country. Like stuff like finances should be figured out. It shouldn't be any major debates about what's best. And because of that, I actually took the liberty of actually researching more of how our spending actually works and who and what percentage how they break it down. So I would say those two things was my eye opener, like most interesting for me.
Yeah, I
Brandon,
don't get the spending. I don't get the spend. Mine was the spending budget too, the government budget, because I don't understand how all these mines are supposed to be efficient. I'll use the Elon Musk term, efficiently able to make a budget. I don't understand. You know how much money you're going to get in, or you project how much money you're going to get in, and you know what needs to be allocated, what the priorities are in your budget. So how can you not come to an agreement? To me, this country is like has to be making or raking in trillions of dollars with taxes. The amount of taxes that we pay, property tax, income tax, sales tax, tax on goods. And now the new thing is tariffs. And all that money comes in. You know what needs to be allocated for a budget, whether it's your police budget, your school budget, but the money seems to be going somewhere else. Like I
Yeah,
always, the story out in the media now, they can't account for 4 billion, 9 billion, or what was the other story I saw? 400 billion of dollars of taxpayer money. They can't account for it. I'm like,
it's eight
how is that
hundred
even
now.
possible?
800. It's
Y'all,
eight
well,
hundred
eight
now.
hundred, eight
Yeah,
hundred billion. I'm like, how is it even possible? Yeah, how is it even
and
possible? You can't account for that money. Like you don't know where that money went. And now I don't understand that. Somebody just pulled up a dump truck and said, "Yeah, let me get this 800 billion." They had never missed it. Like I don't
so
understand it.
I
Like we
believe
supposed to be
it's
the
being
greatest
spent.
country in the world.
It's being spent somewhere within the government. Uh, Probably building something they don't want nobody to know is being built until it's time to use it. Uh, so to quote Independence Day, Judge Hirsch, who was the scientist's father, they made a remark about Area 51. He said, "Where do they get the money to pay for this?" And he was like, now when it says it's $1,000 for a hammer. It's like they the money disappears. It went somewhere. It's building something. It's preparing for something, but we won't know until it happens.
yeah.
We
Hey,
won't
if you
know.
if you guys are keeping up with Elon Musk, because he will be like, I want to say he'll be controlling the Secretary of Treasury. What do you call it? Department of Treasury. He won't be controlling, but he'll be working hand in
Uh,
hand. And if you follow him, he mentioned that every for the last 25 years, the government, America has been opening up two agencies per year of just random agencies. So he's trying to basically make it more efficient. That's why he's trying to come in there and trying to eliminate all these agencies that's not really helping, right? So he was basically saying like you have a government who actually creating new positions every year. Our funding start getting drained because of that, right? And if you follow their path and what they want to spend, you will see what's going to happen in the next year, right? Because I did some research. I think America bring in 4.7 trillion dollars per year based on like the taxes and some of the contracts we have, but we spend last year I think close to like 7 or 8, so we like a deficit of 3 trillion, right? And but our biggest like debt is interest. on the loans that we take from other places. And I think we up to like 20% of our debt we're paying is with interest. The other big 70% is come from like what do you call it? I think mandatory spending, which is like your Social Security, your Medicare, your construction, stuff like that. So don't be surprised if next year Trump and them try to attack those categories to lower the spending down by attacking our Social Security and like stuff that's called considered mandatory, because those are like the hard spending. It won't change. The percentage won't change. You know. Then you have stuff they call like discretionary spending, and that's negotiated, like the military budget, stuff like that. So they're going to try to lower the interest and the mandatory spending for sure.
I don't understand how they would attack Social Security because there are people that have worked 30 or 40 years of their life that are already on Social Security. What are you going to do with that?
But
Now,
according
I'm
according
sure
yeah,
there's people.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was saying
I was going to
according
say
to
if
uh,
I'm sorry for the delay, but
yeah,
I was just going to say if they attack Social Security, they got to replace it with something because there are people that work 30, 40 years of their life that are not going to go back to work. Like there's no way, or there are people that are disabled that are on Social Security that can't go back to work. So how the hell can you even? You got to have something to replace that. I don't think that'll be
so
the viable option to do.
so what they're saying is what I'm hearing, what I'm reading. They're saying is for the ones who have it right now, because normally they're the elders, right? And I guess they're going to wait
Mm.
for them to phase out. They're going to wait for them to phase out. But as far as the people who don't have it yet, they're going to slowly like put in laws to stop it. So by the time that we are of age to need it, it's going to be either a lower percentage or some other form of payment that they're going to provide. So
Mm.
according to what I'm reading, they're going to not stop the ones who have it, let them have what they have, but for the future, they're going to slowly decrease the percentage and take it away. I'm not sure how they're going to do that, but that's what I believe they're planning on doing. Because if you look at their spending, you can't really touch the interest on the debt because it's debt. You got to pay it off, right? So you got to focus on the mandatory spending. You know that 75% is mandatory spending. So if they want to have more revenue, they got to attack that some way. It's a list of things inside that category. They're going to attack each one, slowly to see if they can have a better revenue.
No, we need to, I'm glad we're having this discussion. Is these are things that we need to keep an eye on as as the new year comes up and it progresses, when a new power takes over. And I said on the first day, he has a list of executive orders he wants to put into effect. So yeah, we're gonna see how these changes. We're gonna be sitting here a year from now talking about the year in review, and we're gonna see. We're gonna have this as a timepiece to go back and reference. Like, yep, this happened, that happened. Oh, this is what they decided to do with this. Yeah, it's some crazy shit. So what I was hearing about Social Security, and this was like years ago, that by the time Social Security comes around, when I need it, it won't be around. And I also heard, and I don't know how much truth this is that the people that's getting paid out for Social Security as we speak now, that money that they're taking out of our checks for Social Security, they're taking it out to pay them because they did something with their money and they couldn't recoup it. You got that uncle. Give me $100. Give me your tax money. I'm gonna flip it, or I'm gonna do something with it. And I'm gonna get it back. And you don't see him until 2 years later. And he try to forget that he even had that conversation with you. So it's pretty interesting because Social Security is being taken out of your check. So how can it not be there for me when I get older?
Yeah.
Basically, you're still in front of my face. So yeah, this is going to be
I
some.
always listen.
Go ahead.
I was listening to multiple podcasts, and they say, at least financial podcasts, and they'll say like earn your leisure. They'll say stop expecting the government to come save you. And the more and more I see this stuff out in the news, I realize that they don't care. Like there's no way they could possibly care about the smaller man or the common man and do the things they do. And to me, I think that all of us, especially as our people, black people, we've invented stuff for this country. We've shed blood for this country. We've done a lot of things for this country. We and there's, historically we can go back and say we built our own economy that thrived their existing economy, which is that's a historical fact. You can go look it up. But we don't have that same mindset anymore to have those unique skills. And I think for us as a people, we should have that mindset because we can't keep expecting the government to come save us because they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. We don't have anything to leverage for them to do it. Like we had something to leverage, whether it's land, whether it's resources, whether it's power, whether it's money. We can control stuff just like other groups do. You know, we don't have any the mass real estate or the mass land, the acres of land. And I think that's the mindset I would like our race to have going into the future, 2025 and up. You know, have that mindset because we can't expect them because they've always said it. Like some of the reports say by 2033, Social Security will be out. So that's that's already there. We that should be the mindset. Like, and I follow the Kobe Bryant mantra too. The greatest mistake you will make is to think you have time. You don't have time. So all our people should follow that.
I thought the Kobe Bryant mantra was hey, we here in Colorado, give me that booty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But you know, and I'm not going to even get into it. I'm apologizing and we're going to move on. And the funny thing is we're moving on to sports. My I just, you know, in preparation for this, the one thing that I did have a problem with coming up with that right story for was for sports. And for me, as a Miami Heat fan, the story has been written for like the past year. As much as I didn't want to admit it, and he's clearly showing signs of it now. Is Jimmy Butler's time is up. It's time for him to move on. And who did he have the most issues with on the team besides the coach was Tyler Hero. And you don't go after the weakest person, you go after the person you fear. And I think Jimmy Butler is afraid of Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero, as young as he is starting to show a lot more leadership skills. He's better handling with the balls. I really didn't come to this realization till about 2 nights ago when they got into that big fight with in Houston. But yeah, Jimmy Butler probably won't definitely won't make it to the end of the season as a Heat player. They're probably going to get rid of him, in trade, and we're probably going to take a loss for that. But I enjoyed his time there. He's a cancer to the team now in my eyes, and he's been showing that over the last 2.5 years, maybe 3 years, and I just really didn't want to realize it. But we had our chance with him. Uh, I don't think we'll ever get a championship with him. It's time to move on. And he sees his star diminishing, and he sees Tyler Hero's star shining more. My biggest fear was I thought Tyler Hero was going to get traded because they never did hold on to their first round draft picks. But they've held on to him for this long. I think they're investing a lot in him. I think he's the future of the Heat team. And let's get rid of Jimmy. Jimmy, you put in some good times for us. You helped us get to the finals. We did some things, but obviously it's time for you to move on. Bye. That's my sports thing of the year.
Hey, do you really think
What
that
can you get for Jimmy?
Huh?
can you hear me?
What
I
can
heard
you
you.
what can you get for Jimmy?
Really
I
nothing.
don't think you can get a first round pick
No, you're
or
not going to
another
get a first
superstar.
round pick. You're going to get a vet who's probably got a year left on his contract or whatever. You're not going to get much from him. You just got to take the loss and move on. We had our chance.
But good thing about that, Roy, is that you in Miami. Miami's is a hot location, so it shouldn't be hard to get a vet to come to Miami.
Everybody wants to go there. They love how the organization is run.
Yeah.
Tyrod,
Yeah, exactly. The
Tyrod,
Godfather.
Tyrod. Yeah. But
So I just
I don't
heard,
understand Jimmy. I don't understand Jimmy. He has a problem every team he goes to. He's like becoming a lead cancer. It's almost like the Draymond Green effect. Nobody wants to be his team.
no, people want to take him on.
It's
I
like
mean,
every
he's pretty much told us where he
no,
wants
I
to
mean
go.
play
He wants to go to Phoenix. He wants to go.
from a player perspective.
Oh,
From a player perspective, I don't think anybody wants to be his teammate. Everywhere he went, he has a problem. He's
And
like
bro,
all
I'm
stir
I'm
stuff and the like.
I'm sorry to jump in, but I was just thinking like because we spoke about this today about like trauma and mental. I'm not making any allegations. I'm just saying like we all heard about Jimmy and his upbringing, right?
yeah.
And and
Mm-hmm.
he so is it more so like a personality thing he got going on? Because to have so many organizations saying they don't want you, players saying you bad for the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder because even from what I'm hearing, or what I heard, I could be wrong. Didn't he like run away from his home, or he left his mom, or she put him out, or
No, his
something
mom
like that?
abandoned
Yeah.
him, and she didn't
Abandoned
want nothing
him.
to do. Yeah, she didn't want nothing to do with him. A young lady took him in, raised him, and made him the person that he is now.
Mm,
It's funny
okay.
that you bring up that trauma thing, and this is going to go over everybody's head, but we did have a discussion about that today. And the question was, when was your trauma? And I was stuck. I was stuck trying to think of when it was. I mean, there was things in my childhood, there was things in my teenage years, there's things in my adult life, and it's just like I feel like somewhat battling with those traumas. I was at a loss for where I wanted to add to the conversation, but I couldn't because I couldn't even speak when my trauma was. And I don't know. It was suggested we bring that onto the show, but I don't want to bring my personal trauma
Yeah.
out there like that. I no, I call it what you want, but I don't think I can do that.
Nah.
But
Well, it sounds like
I
you don't even
mean,
have
for
an
the
answer
sake,
to that.
I mean, for the well, I didn't because I was trying to figure out when. I mean, I've been through some shit. Shit, this past year was a motherfucker for me. Um, but I really couldn't, I really couldn't put my finger on one thing when it was asked, and I
Mm.
really couldn't see myself. You guys can make it a topic of the show, but I don't really see if I would really, air my personal stuff, you know, for the world to see. I ain't ready for that. Uh,
Okay.
I haven't dropped 6 CDs that all went platinum and my star is starting to fade. That's when everybody started talking about, you know, start talking about their personal shit. Not really. That's what
Yeah.
they do. Oprah's done it. Janet Jackson's done. Everybody's done it. When they're riding high, they don't want to talk about the bad times. But when they see they starting to fade, then they want to write a book about how Uncle Johnny touched them the wrong way. And I'm thinking, you just trying to get the last little light out of that star by exposing yourself. But for us personally, it was a great conversation, and I was at a loss for bringing anything addition to it. But yeah, I don't think his personal trauma, because he's arrogant. Everything's about him arrogant. I don't know what personal trauma that
Mm,
can make you arrogant. Well, somebody telling you not worth nothing can make you, you know, make you arrogant.
mm.
Yeah, they can. But I thought when he came to Miami, all that stuff was in the past because I heard about all the stuff, all the trauma that he did and the points he proved, especially in Minnesota. But and then things seem to be working out well in the beginning, but yeah, the 2000 with the pandemic and the bubble, that went to the Lakers. They were in
Mm.
the finals, and I think we made it to the Eastern Conference final the following year. Ever since then, we just been on the decline, and that's because we was riding on Jimmy Butler. I just say it's time for him to go and, do his thing, and maybe he'll realize, hey, the problem keeps following me. Maybe I'm the fucking problem.
Yeah, at some point.
So yeah,
That ain't
he's
worse for
really
Aaron Rodgers.
he really disassociated himself from the team. From my understanding, Pat Riley had a Christmas party that he invited everybody to, and he was the only person that declined. Are you that mad? Yeah.
Man,
Are you that mad? Yeah, and I can see the pettiness in him, dyeing his braids the colors of teams he wants to go to and doing all of that showboating. So, you know what? Let him go. Thank you for your service, sir, but we don't need you. We can go back to the rebuilding phase. We still got Bam. We still got Tyler. We can build a solid team around that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
don't
my.
think Jimmy Butler is a game changer like that. I don't think he's a game changer like that.
I think he inspires the team and he kicks it into gear when
Mm.
he has to. Cause he just don't come out and just score 50 points. It's like later towards the end, if they're not doing their job, their shots not falling, then Jimmy's like, fuck it, I guess I'll pick up the slack. Totally different from the mindset of a Kobe Bryant, of a Steph Curry, or any of the greats I can name, and
yeah,
I'm afraid to even be putting them in that same category. But they don't exhibit that same behavior.
yeah,
They they let's get it going now. Let me do my part. Let me rest. And every now and then,
Mm.
Jimmy, I have a 40-minute game or whatever. But every now and then, it's not worth it when you got to play 82 games.
My sports moment and LeBron. I mean, Jeremy will get a kick out of this. Is LeBron uh battling Father Time throughout the year? I mean, he just reached 1 billion minutes, which is crazy. It's crazy for his career. And I'm not a LeBron fan, so I will start with that. But it's just amazing to see someone with so much longevity. He ain't the GOAT, but he has done some amazing stuff, and it's just a tip your hat to him. So LeBron doing his thing, having his son in the league, you know, being able to play with his son, being able to guide his son throughout the league. That's a tip your hat to him. Yeah, that's my sports thing for you.
yeah. So speaking of the goat James, and baby
Here
goat
you go.
Bronny
Here you
James. No,
go.
that was my sports. That was my sports. In the beginning, I've been saying I'm rooting for Bronny. I hope he do well. And as of late, you can see he's been showing improve. But I have noticed Lakers are making a lot of adjustments for him. Like they doing their due diligence to like make him better. If you recall, I think the number one and number two scorers on Bronny's G League team, they're kind of non-existent anymore. The guy Max Lewis, he was just traded recently a couple of days ago, and he was a number one scorer. And then they had number two scorer, Olivari, whatever. And it looks like Lakers told him to tone it down, or basically like show a different skill set in the game when you playing, because he went from shooting all the shots to maybe shooting 5 times per game. What changed? Only thing that changed is they incorporated Bronny in the starting lineup. So they saying the guy who I'm speaking of, the guy who actually got the contract to be a two-way player. And they got the 500K, and so I see LA making a lot of moves to give Bronny a path back to the NBA, and I'm not against it. I'm for it. I think he deserves to be there. His father helped build the NBA, so he has a right to come up there and play. But yeah, that's my topic. Go ahead.
Am I missing something? Did the Lakers take somebody in the first round?
Yeah, I can't even remember his name. But he basically been a good player for them though. I mean, let me look
Okay.
at his name.
His name is Connect. Yeah, Connect.
Connect. That's his real name. Oh, Dalton. Catch, catch, Netch. Dalton Catch.
Ganesh.
I think it's. Yeah, I don't even know how to say his last name.
Yeah.
But
I haven't heard
let
too
me
much
see. Let
about
me
him.
look up. I think he averaging some good points here. Yeah, he averaging 10 points, shooting 48% from the field. So I think that's a good pickup for them. So in
Hmm.
terms of first round draft pick, he did drop 37 earlier this year
And yeah, just
for the first
haven't.
round draft pick.
Maybe I just haven't been listening, but I haven't heard too much about him. It's all been about LeBron James and Bronny Jr.
Well, that's been the whole thing, especially when LeBron did his let them step away from the game to recharge. It's been centered around LeBron, his son, and everything else.
Hmm. So the final topic I have for us is one something that interests us most, something that really stuck out, whether it was in sports, entertainment, social media. What was the big highlight for you?
You want to go first, Jeremy? Oh, he muted, but
Yeah, go ahead.
the 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 one thing that stuck out for me this year is the debacle. I say the disaster the Bears have been this year in terms of like, I was very shocked by like how big of a disaster. I didn't expect them to be like no 15 win team and nothing like that, but I didn't expect a 4-13 team like that. It was incredibly disappointing to watch this season, and I hope I've heard a lot of people say the owner should sell the team, Elon Musk should buy it, or and I've heard all that stuff this year. But that has been the ultimate disappointment to the year for me. And I feel like literally, I'm looking back all the draft. I even went back and looked at like all the draft reports, right? Because a lot of people were saying they were saying Jaden Daniels should have been number one. That's what the draft report said. That's BS. Every organization in the top 10 had Caleb Williams as the number one quarterback. And no draft, redraft. I mean, you want to do it. Drake May is not better. Bo Nix is not better. They have better coaching situations right now. But Caleb Williams is the ultimate talent. And I think next year will tell for him his growth process. But man, we need to really restructure the coaching staff from top to bottom, the organization from top to bottom. Because that was a this year has been such a disaster. It was so shocking to me to see, and I don't understand how. It's like when they say you're gonna hit the lottery, one in what 175 million chance. It's to me, I felt like one in 175 million chance that the Bears were gonna go 4-13 this year. and I was like, I was that shocked by it. But they look terrible as a organization. I even saw the last game when players were talking about we didn't even know what to do at the last couple of plays of the game. Like they were so confused, like where we supposed to go, what routes we supposed to run. How does that happen? Like how does that even happen? Like we're that is so poorly ran. It's like ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that.
Well,
That's my.
they can only get better. And by the way, everybody, if you're checking out, Brandon is set up in his new studio. I see the
yeah,
bear's
yeah,
cloth wrapped
yeah,
across the
yeah,
back of the chair.
Yeah.
yeah.
You got a name for
It's
your studio room? Is it Studio B?
I ain't decided yet. I ain't I ain't decided yet. I gotta get my pinball and stuff in here,
Yeah.
Then I come up with the name. You gotta look a little more of that.
Okay.
Hey Brandon,
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed in you, man. You didn't mention any Rookie of the Year talks, and I know,
I mean,
I
because it's locked up. It's locked
yeah.
up. It's
So,
Jaden Daniels,
who-
100%.
so are you gonna admit I was right? Huh? Are you gonna are you gonna are you gonna admit you was wrong and I was
I
right?
say you was right. I say you was right.
Uh,
But I also want to mention too, this
yeah.
draft class is ridiculous. Like the level of talent. They got two players with 10 sacks in this draft class. They got four wide receivers with over 1,000 yards, which has never happened in this year. They got three quarterbacks with over 3,000 yards and 10 plus touchdowns. That has never happened. So this
Yeah.
draft class is ridiculous with the level of talent. I just want to
And
say
I
that.
think and I think you and I have another like side bet. I told you Shadur gonna be the number one quarterback. And you said no to that too. So we gonna see that's what's gonna happen with that.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see that. I
He
can't
gonna be the
wait to see
first
that.
quarterback. He gonna be the first quarterback off the list. Yeah.
So Jeremy,
Hey,
for
if
you,
he
what
is,
was your
I'll be shocked.
oh, Jeremy, what was your most interesting topic or subject matter that occurred this
well,
year?
I'm gonna keep it political. Because like I say, I've been diving more and more and like deeper into this. What was shocking to me is I actually did not think Trump would win. Like, and the fact that he won in a landslide is it shows the climate and where we are today. Like, to think like even I'm gonna give him his props. He did go through a lot of storms to even win, but I
Man,
would bet my check
especially
on it.
those
I would bet my check.
assassination attempts. Jesus, who would want to kill that man?
No, no, but for one, he lost the court. He lost the court cases, right? Then he had to go through the assassination attempts, two of them, and through all that, like to win it, it just it was something that actually just made me be more in my political like views and see what's going on and how I can navigate for my family, moving forward
Jeremy, you said
financially,
something really interesting. I thought the results or the penalty for his bribery charge was supposed to be leveled after the election. It's supposed to be before the year was out. We haven't heard nothing from it, haven't we?
No. So
Well, he has immunity,
he lost,
so he can't.
yeah.
There can't be any penalty. He has immunity
Have
because
they
it's
agreed
acting
that the
under
president has
presidential
immunity?
duties.
No, he was after
They
some
the court
presidential.
determined it.
He was after some presidential booty. That's what he was after. He wasn't doing his duty. He was after some booty.
Hey, that's the crazy. Now, I will say off of it, just to piggyback off of Jeremy real quick. I think I think there's a hidden agenda with or why Trump won. People like they talk about this birth uh making abortion illegal and all that. I think because they want that birth rate to go up, and I think it's at 2.3, something like the average.
Mm.
I think they want that to go up. I think that's an agenda they have, and he can ensure that happens. just conspiracy theories for a little bit.
Yeah, that's real heavy right there. So I got two. The first one is in an entertainment industry, and I know the circle of life. People are born to die. It's just that the people that we have lost in the entertainment world this year, I mean, they took some heavy hitters. James Earl Jones, Quincy Jones, you know,
Mm.
Louis Gossett Jr., Carl Weathers, John Amos. I mean, real staples in entertainment. And I'm not just going after, but those are just the ones I can think of off the top of my head. And I know we're born to die. That's what old people do. But it's just the level of talent that they took this year just really had me at a wow. But my greatest topic or greatest achievement or greatest whatever happened, come on, guys, this fucking podcast.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
This fucking
yeah, for
oh,
sure.
podcast. I
Yeah,
mean, this there.
I mean, we were thinking outside of ourselves.
yeah.
No, no. I've been
Yeah.
thinking about this for a minute, so believe me, I wanted to wait to the end of the year to say that, and I was just hoping that it just slipped you guys' mind. I mean, it came at a bad time and at a good time for me. It's great. It's therapeutic. It's fun. It gives me a burst of energy, even though it takes a lot out of me on Wednesdays. Yeah, what the fellas think. You can have all the
Yeah.
topics in the world, but this is the form that you created, Jeremy. So my hat's off to you and to Jeremy. I mean, this is a
The
great
quiet
thing.
one. The quiet one. The quiet one.
I hear you.
But
Yo,
no,
cool,
at the
man.
end of the
It's
day,
like it's like 50 Cent and Fat Joe. You know, they beef one second.
but it's even when it's Jeremy that's being quiet all the time, but when he speaks, he has something profound to say. You wear your emotions on your sleeve. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but you show what you're passionate about. And for me, I'm just along for the ride. I'm glad y'all picked me up. Y'all could have kept going. I had my thumb out, had my legs showing some leg. Like, stop. Y'all stopped and picked the brother up. And I appreciate y'all for letting me ride along with y'all. We had some great episodes. And before I forget, this podcast is overseen by my man Roy Tiger Brown. Rest in peace. I will never forget this. I might forget in the beginning, but before the show's over, I'm gonna say it. We will re-record this motherfucker if I forget. But no, this has been excellent to me, man. This has been excellent. We did the Ryan Jones episode. I would say part one and two. Uh, that garnered most full shares or likes or views. One of our two of our biggest shows, and we're going to strive to exceed that, not to outdo it, but just to improve on ourselves. But man, these 30 episodes has been great. Even when we all couldn't get together, as a unit of three, you know, there was always two to carry the show, carry the show. I want to see what happens where, and it's got to be random. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the show by myself, because we couldn't make. But no, if I'm there, I got your back. I'll never leave you hanging. But this has been excellent to me. I really I get off here after recording. We have our little we have the little exclusive hour for $5.99. You get to hear all the exclusive conversations. And we'll talk for 15, 20 more minutes. And sometimes I'm really that tired, but it's just the conversation is just so great. So this has been the biggest moment for me because it was there for me when I was going through my little trials and tribulations. I mean, the emergency surgery, the other thing, and that other thing, and that last thing too. So all those things, and all those things has been. That's all I thought about is at least I got Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. I'm slurring my words and shit off of 2 beers. I forgot to give you that tea, but no, this has been the highlight
Oh,
for me. This has been the highlight for me, working with you guys.
That's love, bro. Appreciate
I
that, man. Likewise.
Man, and
think this.
it's genuine, man.
I I think I think it just talks or shows our growth as individuals. Like me, I always been a person just a little to give a little bit of person. I always been a person that struggled with public speaking, and that's all. This is like helped me practice that and train that. So I definitely appreciate how we all got together and then created this stuff together. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I could do an episode by myself, but I wouldn't even
Yeah,
do it because like we created this together, so it wouldn't even feel right to do it any other way. So
yeah. Hey,
that's
I
just
know
my
y'all
opinion.
clown.
I
I
definitely
know
appreciate.
y'all.
I say all the time.
Yeah, I know y'all clown me all the time about being quiet. Go back to episode 1 and see that quiet compared to episode 30. It's like night and day, bro. It's like night and day. So like it's actually I used to also hate like speaking to in public, So this helped me also with my
Hmm?
job, my occupation. So I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Elroy. But like I say, go back and see episode 1 and then come back and see this one, then compare. You will
Yeah,
see night and day.
yeah. Go back and see episode one. I said some shit I highly regret, but I said it and it's there to be heard. No, seriously,
I got a
you'll never
question
find
for y'all.
episode one.
What's your
I got a
what's your
question for
question?
y'all, and this will be our little last subject.
Yeah.
What's I won't even say New Year's resolution. I want to say, what are your goals for the upcoming year, 2025? If you can just get one or two.
Growth, but it's not just growth in one area; it's growth in plenty of areas. Uh, I've let the ball slip. Uh, I let the ball slip, so to say, and I need to get back on my square. I mean, I don't even feel like. So also going into the new year, what I like to do is my birthday is January 6th, and I like to look at where I was the year prior to see if there's any growth. Obviously, there's not because I'm playing catch up. But for the New Year's, it's just growth. The
For me,
What
I
about
would.
you, Jared?
Yeah. For me, I would say I want to be more organized. Like for those of you who know Elroy, bro, I see you as being like very very organized and detailed about your plans and how your day to day go. I always live in like a chaotic world. Like seeing that I travel, everything's last minute. I never had any schedule or set things. Now that I'm going to more of a role where I'm not traveling as much, I'll be more stationary. I want to focus on having things in order. You know what I'm saying? Getting my order back with myself. That's my scheduling. That's my workout. That's everything. I want to get back to having like a more clear version or view of how my day going to be. You know, so that's my resolution.
well, let me share with you right that quick if that's what you want to do. Is first of all get
Yeah.
a day planner and use it, and you can put things into it, but just promise yourself that every Sunday you're going to look at it and look at that week ahead to see what's written in for that week. And at the end of the day, you want to be more organized. That's how you start your day out. If it's go to have a quick workout, you can plan out your day right there. If it's in the shower, you can plan out your day right there. Go in, go into the day with a plan. And it might be
My
frustrating because
goal. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Bro. Go ahead.
No,
Nah,
everything might not go as planned, but at least you have some type of structure. Like, because not everything's like 9 o'clock I'm gonna do this, 10 o'clock I'm gonna do that. Sometimes things carry over in 2 hours over, but at least you still got a flow. And sometimes you're like, you know what I didn't do, I'm gonna pick up from there and just go on with that. And tomorrow just will be a whole new day.
Yeah.
My goal is kind of piggyback off of kind of both of y'all's actually, the growth and the time. I want to value my time more wisely. Because sometimes I find myself doing the mindless scrolling or whatever, or I'll be looking up stupid ass videos when I should be doing other stuff. Whether I should be working out or I should be, focusing on the task for work or task for home. I want to value my time more wisely. That's one of my goals for 2025, and of course, continue to grow and gain new skills and new knowledge. Whether that's reading more books, whether that's being able to program this piece of equipment or understand this piece of equipment or do these things more wisely within myself to be able to build eventually to work on my own and be more of the consultant or more of the entrepreneur side of things. That's my goal.
And so I want to take this moment to thank all the subscribers and the listeners, because you got people that listen to it but don't subscribe to it, and you should subscribe. Without you, there still would be an us. And I don't say that in a malice way, because I rarely go back to see how many people watched an episode. I just do it. I put the content out there and I keep moving forward. I'm not worried about, you know, well, but I want you to comment. I want you to send hate emails and we'll read them word for word. But I'm going to continue to do what I do and continue to strive to do my part to make this show better. And I hope I can get you as a loyal listener. So Brandon's going to leave us with our final words, and we'll see you in the year
Last
2025.
final words, plain and simple. Let's leave all the BS in 2025 and start fresh. I mean, in 2024, leave the BS in 2024 and start fresh in
So yeah, keep
2025.
that shit going for another year. Fuck yeah. Fuck them.
Damn, I fucked up inspiring words. But let
No,
me
no, your
let
final
me
words are supposed to be
refresh.
comment, like, and subscribe.
Well, I'll leave that for Jeremy. He the quiet one.
Everyone, please comment, like, subscribe. Until next time.